going to show how to set up a home page in this video. I'm in my Canvas course and I've already clicked on choose homepage and designated that to be a front page. So I've already done that part in a previous video. So now what I want to do is come in here and edit this and actually make it look nice for students. So when students are on their dashboard and they click your course card and you take them to a homepage you've designed, you're creating a landing spot and you kind of want to make sure that homepage contains the most pertinent information for your class, and that needs to be consistent all semester long, I would say. So you might want to have like sort of a welcome thing, and some people get really fancy with their home pages, and I'm going to show you how you can do that, but you can also just keep it simple and just use text. So I'm going to put like welcome, this is information about this class. I may even come over here and link it to my syllabus. So on the right hand side you should see a menu to choose your links, your files, or your images in your course. If you don't see that, it may just be that your screen is sized differently. So if I pull this over, you can see how those kind of drop to the bottom. And if I pull my screen to the right, they pop up back over here on the side. So kind of look at the bottom if you don't see them on the right. If you go anywhere in your course, you can click anything that you have added in your course and link it here by just simply selecting it. So I'm just going to pick my syllabus and put that in there. And after I add it, I can even change what it says. So I've got that in there, and then I might want to put something like quick links, maybe my Zoom links, and about your teacher. Okay, now I've just kind of gone in and I would just type everything in that you want and then go back and worry about your formatting later. And instead of selecting this welcome and choosing like a different font size, I'm going to be designing with accessibility in mind. So I want to make sure any students using a screen reader are also going to be able to skim and use good reading skills to read through text on a website. And screen readers rely very heavily on paragraph styles. So instead of changing your font size for headings, I would come into your paragraph and actually choose a header style that is pre-formatted in Canvas. So I usually pick 2 or 3 and just leave it at that, because that's going to allow the student to sort of tab through information as needed when they're using a screen reader. And then I would be kind of consistent in just how those look, so you just always have to come over here and click on those, right? And then you can just kind of add any information in here that you want. If you wanted to link to a Zoom link, maybe to your first hour and your third hour, for this particular course, you can even like bullet those. Take my bullet off. And then if I wanted to, I can select this now. I can click the link and I could put my link to my Zoom meeting or whatever in there. So those are possible. So these 2 icons basically link to outside web sources or break links if you want to take a link off. If you wanted to put images on your page, then you basically just go over to images and you pick an image that you want. So maybe instead of this welcome message here, what I want is a picture. So I'm going to come over here and choose one of my banner images that I've already imported into my course. Now, if you don't already have images here, you can just click upload a new image and choose the file on your computer. That's certainly fine as well. A little trick. This is maybe a more advanced trick, but a trick is to make sure that your banner image shows up 100% across the screen no matter what a device a student is on. And so what you do have to do is a little bit of HTML. It's not trickery, it's just you have to change the HTML to have a width of 100%. So I'm going to come in here to the HTML editor and kind of, if you're not familiar with how to read HTML code, you don't really have to know much about the code. You just have to know that the banner image is going to be something you have to kind of look for. So I know it's the very first thing on my page, it's an image. I know that I've got the banner welcome. Okay, perfect. So right after notice that the link to the banner image is all in quotes here. Right after that, I want to put width equals quote 100%. And this works, just adding that width attribute into your image link will make sure that no matter what screen somebody's looking at this on, your banner spans 100% the width of the screen. So that's just a little thing I like to do for my banner images. And you can switch back over to your rich content editor and it won't look any different because you just won't really notice it until you start resizing the page. And so similarly, if I wanted to put something like, quick links, instead of putting links down there, I could actually come over here and grab maybe some buttons that I've created. So let's say I wanted to send students to a modules page, and maybe I want to send them to assignments and grades and maybe some helpful links. Okay, those buttons are fairly large. They were actually 300 by 300 pixels when I exported them, but when I put them in my course, I do want to make them smaller. And you can click an image and grab the corner of that image in Canvas and drag it to change the size, but I want to make sure that all my buttons are the exact same size and that they're not just slightly off. So to do that, I'm going to click on my button. I'm going to click this embed image icon in my editor tools. And then down here, I'm going to change the dimensions and I'm going to make all of these 175. And this is not really a decorative image. This image has a purpose. It's to take the student to the modules page. So I want to make sure that my alt text that I'm designing with accessibility in mind, and I'm going to make sure that the alt text says what the button is. So this is my modules button. So I'm just going to let it say modules and update. I'm going to do that for all of these. I want all these to be centered on the page, so I'm going to put my cursor right at the very beginning and just come up here to my alignment tools and say align center, and it's going to put all those in the center. And I'm going to use my arrow keys on my keyboard to go over between my two buttons and hit a space, and I'm just going to do that for each one of these. And so that's kind of how I put buttons on a page in a course that I'm designing. If I want to click those buttons and actually have them do something, then I just want to click it and then come over here to my links in my course on the right hand menu, and I want to go to my course navigation and take students directly to the modules page, just like that. And I've had some people ask, like, well, if modules is already over here in the course navigation, like, why do you also have to put it on your homepage? You don't. I may choose to hide a lot of these links just to keep students organized and so they don't get lost in the course. And I think sometimes it's better to have links in more than one place so that you can find it no matter where you are and get to it quickly. So if I want to, same thing with assignments, if I click on assignments, I can just link right to that assignments page in my course navigation. Same thing with grades, just click on it and link it right to grades. And then these helpful links, what I'm probably going to do is create a page for that, and I haven't done that yet, so I'm just going to leave that unlinked for now, and I'll go back and do that later. So just to show you another example of a different homepage I made, kind of dig in these round buttons. I did one like this where it's like welcome, then it's got this week, assignments, grades, your Zoom links, Zoom expectations, and then some information about the teacher. So that's just another example of a way that a homepage could look in your course.